I'm sitting here today because it's far cheaper than going to the local comedy club, and if I brought with me a glass of warm flat beer, it would have been far better than the beer that they sell at the local comedy club. And I'll tell you something else. The comedians out here today are absolutely epic. You can shove your Peter Kay and Ricky Gervais and Mickey Flanagan. Why are people, humans, out in the wild so hilarious, and why are we as humans out in the wild so hilarious? We've just parked up on a car park, and it's like a dusty car park, and we were sitting underneath a shelter, and this woman pulled up in a car and she let this dog out. Now this dog was obviously very, very enthusiastic and keen to get out, because it's probably about 10 hours since it's emptied its bladder. Anyway, this woman parks up and gets out of the car. Now, I'm not saying she was big, because I can't criticise anybody, because I've got a fair girth on me and I've never been a big Slim Jim, but she was absolutely huge. And she got out, and it was only a small car, so she kind of poured herself out of this car. And I won't say she wobbled around the passenger side to get the dog out. She kind of moved like a jelly. She floored around the car to get the dog out. And when she got this dog out, it bolted like mad. It was so enthusiastic. And she's got one of these extendable leads like I've got, and it's running out that fast. It must have got so hot you could have boiled the kettle with it. And of course, it's only so long, so of course, eventually we get to the end of the lead. Now, Molly and I are about halfway through our walk, and we're sitting underneath this canopy, this little shelter, just having a rest for 5 minutes before we set off again. But now we've got cabaret, and this woman is standing there holding this dog's lead, and she's wearing what appears to be a circus marquee. I think it's like a kimono, but I could wear a kimono and I wouldn't look like a deflated hot air balloon. Anyway, she's there. And this dog's only a young dog, and it's enthusiastic, and she's stood there vibrating. She's oscillating in her own skin. And this dog comes to the end of the lead, bang, she launches her off her feet. And as she flies through the air in a forward motion, her body moves in like different directions as parts of it escape the pull of gravity, and then she hits the deck in this puff of dust and makes a hoofing sound like something off a comedy, off a cartoon. And I'm absolutely sure she's left a bit of a crater, but I'm not going to go over and have a look yet. During all this, she managed to get one short shout of alarm. Now there's only us, there's nobody else around, and she's gone through the air, boof, landed, and is still quivering. I can't draw my eyes away, but she can't see me, she doesn't know I'm there. And have you ever done that, when you see somebody do something and you suffer immediately from second-hand embarrassment? And that's how I felt. No, I actually felt embarrassed for her. And I pretended I hadn't seen her. And we've all done that, haven't we? I pretended I hadn't seen her. And I'd seen it, I'd watched it. I'd thrilled in the spectacle of this huge being flying through the air and landing like so many cream cakes. And I pretended I hadn't seen her. And the guilt ran through me as I thought, what do I do? And I turned away and I pretended I hadn't seen. I pretended to be looking at a particularly beautiful butterfly, or a shrub on the ground, or a flower, or a weed, or anything at all if I didn't have to let her know that I'd actually seen her doing the acrobatics. And then, after a couple of seconds, I turn round and I make my way over to her in haste, in panic. Oh my God. And I get to her and I go, have you fallen, love? Oh, I didn't see you. Are you okay, love? Pretending that I hadn't actually seen her fall down, but had only seen her lying on the floor, and had come to the conclusion that she'd had an accident. Now, she knows damn well that I've seen her, but plays along with the game, doesn't she? Oh, I think I'm all right. The dog by this time is sniffing about with Molly and having an absolute whale of a time. The pair of them are weeing up every post and tree stump they can find. But we've played the game. We've played the human game of I never saw you have that accident, because what reaction do you give when you see somebody? What reaction do you do? Do you run over and you're all over them? And if you do that, then they're suffering all sorts of embarrassment because they know that somebody's seen them in an unguarded moment of clumsiness and embarrassment. And we play the game. Are you all right, love? Yeah, I'm all right. I think I'm all right. Did you fall? Did you fall, love? Yeah, I just tripped up. No, you didn't. You went flying through the air like a rocket. I saw you, but I'm not saying anything. Are you all right? I'm all right. We're playing the game like humans do. It's a dance. Life is a dance. We have all these little things, all these little circumstances, all these little occurrences, and it's as if we have some kind of built-in program, a way of reacting to certain things that happen in life, and this is one of them. This is one of them, and there's lots of them. When you see a couple shouting at each other, you ignore it. When you see the man strike the woman, some people ignore it. I tend not to, because I kind of work on impulse, and it doesn't always work because I'm not that big and I'll probably end up on my arse with a bloody nose, but at least I'll know I've done the right thing as I lie in hospital having stitches put into my lip. Human nature, and we're only doing it to protect our fellow man and woman and other. If we can stand as human beings, as individuals, and watch somebody fall down and smash almost every bone in the body and end up a bloody pulpy mess on the floor and pretend we haven't seen anything, it just goes to show how compassionate we are as a species. You ignore somebody tripping up and ignore them, and then go over with forced sympathy whilst trying to stifle a smirk. And it just shows that we are a race, are compassionate. Be proud of ignoring somebody's accident and hurt and injury. But make sure you go over afterwards, with hindsight, once you've had a good laugh behind your hand, make sure you go over and say, are you all right? Did you have a fall? I never saw you. I was looking at a particularly beautiful butterfly. We're great, aren't we? We are great as a species. We knock ourselves, we call ourselves this and that, and what bad people we are, and how bad we are as a species, and how cruel, and how greedy. But just remember, if you can laugh at your fellow man's misfortune, you are a wonderful, wonderful person. And we will see you wonderful people on the flip. Peace and love.